so it's dead. It's not recording.
That shit broke all up in there. I like this. All right, let's get it.
Yeah. Welcome to this brand new episode of another Shitty Opinion podcast. Look, it's your boy John, my co-host Brian. Look, special guest in the building.
Yeah, let the G's in the dope.
My guy Dev pulled up for this episode. It's gonna be a fun episode. We're gonna have fun, talk our shit.
Yeah.
Well, I hope y'all enjoy the show. But we're ready to start it off.
Where we starting?
We're starting with the topic that's been, trending lately. The rapper, the baby. That's what we're gonna start off. He was canceled, this and that.
That's my baby.
Then Dave Chappelle has a special, and a specific community's been trying to cancel him. But then the CEO of that community, the CEO of that organization of that community.
I didn't even know the LGBT.
Let me say organization. I'm not gonna say community. The organization, the CEO of that organization for that community.
How did she become the CEO? Do they have the vote?
I would assume so. They came together, made an organization. I don't know the process of it, but I'm assuming so. That's how they came together, and then they applied, like a regular organization where they gave each person a power. There's probably other positions in that organization, but the CEO of the LGBTQ plus organization gave the baby a pass and says that he could perform again, but they haven't given that same pass to Dave.
I didn't know they could give passes for people to perform and do things.
That's wild. It's like giving a white person the black card to say the N-word and stuff like, yeah, you as a member of the black delegation, I am giving you a pass to say.
I didn't know we could get passes.
It's interesting because it revealed that there's an organ. Well, I want to shock there was an organization.
That's actual organization
with a CEO.
I'm saying, but there's an actual business with a LLC. They got a tax ID.
Probably.
All that good stuff. They got they get taxed per year. They got a salary for the LGBT community. I never knew that. Again, as a community. So that means us colored folks, us black folks need to create the black delegation.
We do. We got the Black Lives Matter.
That's an
organization.
I think there's multiple black organizations.
But that's what I'm saying. You have a bunch of black organizations, but again, you don't have LGBTQ represents their entire community.
True.
The top is how they're identified as LGBTQ. So we don't have an organization this is the black organization for African Americans or black people or Pan-Africans.
I think you're missing the part where they gave this grown ass man the okay to perform again. And the baby, we know
even though he was gonna perform regardless.
Right, but he's run into situations with that whole video situation where they told him he had to pay the gang members on the street told him, like, did he get a pass to do a video shoot? And he didn't give a damn then. He didn't give a fuck then. So I don't understand why they would think he would give a fuck about them saying he can perform
again. My not even that. I'm talking because the way they see it is like there's legal ramifications in the sense of you have been legally blocked from performing due to us. We have like the law can tell you on house arrest, right? You on house arrest. Legally, you commit a crime, there are consequences to that. The way they're stating it as if they are now the law and they mandate that he can perform, which sounds crazy to me because you might be giving him the cultural pass, but just like the example that you gave, there's no way to give somebody a pass. If somebody gonna book him, they're gonna book him. Baby's fans, if he book a show, his fans gonna show up, regardless of color, creed, or sexuality, they gonna show up. So to give somebody a pass, that's why I said the N-word, that's like me saying, or that's like Russell Simmons giving what's the white boy that's rocking right now? What's popping? Brandon
Jack Harlow.
Right. Russell Simmons or somebody that's high in the black rap community say, Jack Harlow, you now have the pass from the color folks to say the N word. You can perform, you can say it wherever you at, you are now passed. Jay Prince is saying, hey, you got the pass to do so. Now, Jack Harlow could be like, okay, cool. But at the end of the day, there's no real way to construct or tell him what he can and can't do. Like, yeah, you might approve of it now, but ain't gonna stop his money.
Nah, the fact that just came out, I was like, what? I don't even know what's going on with that.
That just show you the power of the alphabet people, boy. Now they
power trip.
Them the alphabet people, they gonna stop you from.
they Chappelle calls them alphabet people. And
Yeah.
it sounds good. So
I gave him the proper. I announced it correctly. I said it correctly.
God, you did. You
did acknowledge it, but.
I just found that whole situation to be funny because it's like, I guess the baby had a whole bunch of shows canceled, and I guess that organization could say they flexed their powers, like they made that happen.
Right.
But he was whenever he was gonna get booked, and whoever was gonna be the first to book him, he was gonna show up regardless.
Yeah, but again, it's just like if you across any ethnic group or any group or whatever, God forbid, going back to Jack Harlow, if he said the N-word, if he said nigger or said nigga or nigger, either one, because it was, if there's an outwar, these companies gonna follow what's going on. So he say that he ain't, of course, that's gonna stop his money. Of course, people gonna be outraged, which can affect his shows and stuff like that. Even with that, can't nobody come out and say, okay, now you have shown us enough that you are good and you can perform again.
I mean, and I'd rather them had come out and said, this is why I'd rather have them come out and said, right? I'd rather them had come out and said, we forgive him.
Right.
And now we moving past it.
Right.
And so we moving strides to work with the baby.
They gotta
but
that
saying
power.
We give you permission as a grown adult, shit
it's not even
that shit was not
it's not even an adult. It's we're giving you permission because we have the power to do so. It's not about him being an adult. It's a matter of we give you permission because we really control this shit. So we are now delegating our power and we're saying you are sanctioned again to do as you wish.
They really think Dave Chappelle gives a fuck if they gave him permission to perform or to give his jokes or do a stand-up comedy or do a show.
No, of course not. Definitely not.
Dave is the same one who walked away from millions of dollars.
Yeah,
Dave don't give a fuck.
He's gonna do what he's gonna do regardless.
Dave has power and influence where, again, although because that it's a large community, and again, you don't want to offend people, and then again, they do affect a lot of different organizations. You have people of that community in high places. So God forbid if Dave Chappelle wanted to perform at a particular location and the owner of that location is from the LGBT community or have any representations of the LGBT community or just feel offended for those affected in the LGBT community, that can affect Dave's dollar and Dave what he do. The only thing that's different is your fans and your influence don't change because of people's outrage. We can see that with the last president.
Shit.
Donald Trump.
You can
he offended everybody.
I'm gonna say that's one example, but I'm gonna give you a clear cut and it's like straight to the point example. Look, R. Kelly.
Right.
That went straight out the roof. Like was it 5,000%?
Right. And again, because regardless of people being offended, people like to be on the right side of wrong also too. So like if R. Kelly, we all know what he's done. The shit is disgusting. It's fucked up. A lot of people, right, convicted, guilty or not, he's been convicted. A lot of people choose to walk away from or not, support his music because he was convicted. And some people just like, yo, I separate the music from the man, and I fucking love the music, and I'm gonna go out and support it. And then there's other people that's like, fuck that outrage, I'm gonna do it out of spite. I'm gonna go support.
Yeah,
because I'm a fan.
Definitely people like that.
Because I'm a fan, and also I just want to be against the outrage. Like,
yeah, everybody wants to go. Sometimes people want to go against the grain, but go against the wrong grain. It's not.
Right.
You're not going against the right grain to go against.
Right. Again, this whole baby situation. He said what he said. It was offensive. It was ignorant.
Yeah, to this day, he blabbered. I don't know what. I still to this day don't know why I said that.
Right. Don't understand it. Didn't understand the point. Like, it didn't make any sense. Nor did he make any sense. It was an ignorant moment. It was a dumb moment. But okay, he fucked up. He's addressed that he fucked up. Now let's move on from it. But the LGBTQ CEO or CFO or almighty president or king, queen, or whatever.
The head topper.
Whatever position that person holds, for them to be like, okay, now we're knighting you and saying that
she went to all the she went to everybody.
Is it a he or she?
It's a she.
She went to she.
Oh, you mean like, is it an actual she?
No, I'm saying the person. What's their pronoun? Like,
identifies as a woman. That
what's their pronoun? Because you can't call people she's and just assume their pronoun.
I can't give you that answer.
So that's what I'm saying. She might look in the form or born in the form of female, but you can't give people pronouns.
My question is, did the CEO go to everybody who is gay?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And said to them, "Do you forgive the baby? Can he go?" Or was it a post?
Is there an email? Is there a special email line where it's sent out to the masses? Is there a Google, Microsoft Outlook that goes out to all the people of the community? The baby has been back accepted in all cities and states and countries. He can now perform all over the world.
Vote yes if you accept.
Please pass this on. Sincerely yours. Warm regards from whoever that is. I don't know the person.
LGBTQ plus.
I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know that person's pronouns, so I can't say he or she. So that's why I said whoever that person may be. Because I don't want to guess.
Tough world we live in. You can't but I just found that whole situation funny.
Can't assume nobody's pronoun.
Bree said it best. The best way was to say, we feel like that he showed some type of remorse. Yeah, he showed some type of remorse, and we're happy that he showed some remorse, and he looked like he actually wanted to understand. So now we can move past this and enjoy, and hopefully have like a decent relationship in the future.
Right.
Something along the lines of that.
Right. The baby in our community is working together to spread awareness.
Yeah, something along the lines of that. Nope. First chance they got to really show like they can flex their powers. They flex.
That's all it was. The flex is like, look, he got a pass. Y'all niggas better get right and keep y'all passes. Because you snatch your niggas passes like nothing.
But that's how of the situation I got into it. But as we move on from that, the goals of the day was, for most couples was everybody wanted that Will Jada love.
Yo, that bar didn't age well, kid.
That Will Jada love. So
how about that real love?
It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff going on. She's been very vocal. He's been somewhat vocal, but not relationship.
Not yet.
But shit you should do in a relationship, not about their relationship, but what shit you should do. But she's been a little more vocal about their relationship.
She's been more. He gives a lot of general life lessons
that you can apply to hit.
Right, that you can apply to you, and even if it's not a direct appliance to your life, it's very general. Where it's like anybody can understand and place this in their life. She's been specific, like Will and I is like this. I don't like this. This is where it's at. And
I mean, but that's not wrong. let's not put that in the wrong sense.
No, it's not
Okay.
wrong. It's just
Her being opinionated about the marriage
makes you look bad. The whole entanglement is what always. Every time she says something and doesn't come out right.
And again, because of that, after that, it ain't gonna. There's nothing she honestly can be. Because again, every relationship has issues. We've been together almost 11 years, 12 years. I'll be ready to blue block 2 pieces of the biscuit sometimes. But that's in a relationship. That happens in a relationship. But the details of our stuff is between us. So
right, because we don't make millions and millions of dollars.
I'm saying,
but the minute we become in the limelight,
it's a lot of people live that lives in a limelight.
But you have those little moments where you're going to see them publicly.
That's not.
Look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. But look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. They were private for majority of their, right. And then we got a glimpse of something in the fucking elevator. You get what I'm saying?
But and again, we got a glimpse of an elevator. But how much do we really know about that situation?
Not much.
Not much. We know that she was in an entanglement with another nigga. We saw.
But do we know that from them? No, we knew that because August Alsina decided that he was going to snitch. Again, okay,
we know that from him. They had to double down on it. Did anybody come out and say anything? If Jay had a side piece, did she come out and say no? All we seen was little sis two-piece J up. That's all we know.
What I'm saying is you're gonna have these glimpses into a private matter, no matter how much you try or not.
What I'm saying is because of that situation was so large and they had to address it. Whenever they speak about any ills in their relationship, it's gonna always go back to that. Yeah, it's like since then, because now it's like I and she probably have talked about their relationship previously before that whole situation.
But they did. And this is my problem. He sat in the red table with her and talked about how she cried and she wasn't happy and all this shit prior to August Alsina ever coming out and saying anything. So they have been public. Let's be very clear on this. He has been public about how unhappy he was in the marriage for a certain time, how he was unhappy on how they were raising their kids together, how her point of view and his point of view wasn't the same on how they wanted to raise their kids. Right. So it's not that they haven't been open, because they finally opened that door.
But you're missing the point, because that's all general stuff. I can go on the podcast and say, there's been times Sabrina has made me unhappy. The time she made me unhappy, though, is when she was cheating on me. Then you give him the dirt. If him saying, yeah, there's been times where I've been unhappy. There's been times I've seen her crying. We've had different opinions in raising our kids. That's all broad that everybody can also have those similar experiences. We have the specifics of she was fucking this other nigga. And since then, everything she says gonna equate back to where she was fucking this other nigga.
We went on this topic, but she's not to blame for the news of why we brought this topic up, because, I don't know if it was a pettiness or in Will's response, but then he came out and talked about this one time he was filming a movie.
Right.
He fell in love with
Will ain't never said none of this before. And it was just like, it seemed like a domino effect, because they might have talked about, in the past, they probably would be like, yeah, I was attracted to a cast member before. Because remember, they were saying that Will was fucking with the white chick, the chick from Margot,
Robbie,
right?
Harley Quinn.
They said that at some point when they were, because remember they did a movie together prior to.
They did two movies.
Right before Suicide Squad, they did another movie where they was like gamblers or something.
Yeah, like Will Smith was like a gambler, and he was like a thief.
Yeah, right. They had a movie together, and people said like there was like footage of them together, like offset, and people were saying like, were they doing something? Was it more than just friendly? Was it more than like a work relationship?
It just looks petty. It looks petty on his end, and this is where he looks wrong. And I don't care what you or Johnny say. This is where
they're at now. Unfortunately, that's where they at now.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. You coming out saying this, he don't look good because it's like last week she was saying this. Now this week you saying that.
So,
So
me and Johnny talked about what she said last week, and again, she did not say anything that was detrimental to their relationship. That he needed to come out this week and say, "I'm writing an all tell book." I'm in love. Like I was in love with a co-star.
It's that because of the entanglement series. That's where we at. We're in the entanglement universe.
And the name of that movie is Focus.
Right. We are in the entanglement universe, the Will Smith entangled universe, because now everything she say or he says, relationship wise, is all gonna go back to when she was messing with August Alsina. Only person that's not profiting from this shit no more is August, because these motherfuckers, people still checking out Red Table Talk. That nigga book gonna be a New York bestseller. He just sat down with Oprah. Like they cashing on this shit. And we might be talking shit, but they cashing on this whole situation. Only nigga who ain't gaining from this shit is August Alsina, because he did try to drop that weak ass entanglement song. That shit didn't do nothing. He tried to drop a project. That shit didn't do nothing. So he the only nigga that's in the entanglement that ain't prospering from the shit. So if we're gonna talk about somebody, check in on August Alsina. How he doing? Let's do a check in on August, because he the only one losing.
That's why when you snitch. That's why when you snitch on people, dumbass.
Because they still cashing in. But, and again, they giving people a place to say something about their relationship. I just look at it like, bruh, if y'all gonna keep stacking or trying to outbeat each other with dirt, I can't tell nobody what to do with their marriage, because couldn't nobody tell me what to do with my marriage. But I'm not gonna out petty her ass. I'm a deuce. I'll keep it a whole buck with you. I ain't gonna be out petty.
At that point, it's like, are they just for this, like, just
right? What you doing it for? Is clown or something? Like y'all trying to sell something, because now he's saying something, but he got a book coming out. So it's like, you trying to sell his book? But
I can only imagine what's gonna be put in that book.
So
Johnny ain't nothing gonna be put, like, he already said everything. What he gonna put in that book?
What Jada do?
A lot of people be saying the most craziest shit in these books.
Right, they do.
Look Jada Pippin ass when he dropped his recent book talking crazy about Jordan.
Jada do this with Red Table Talk. She drop a snippet. Even if this shit might not even go nowhere. She'll drop a snippet where she'll be like, I hate Will. And that shit'll be on Facebook, like, check us Thursday. Everybody goes in to see why. And she be like, I hate Will because he's always up early. He go to bed, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he might not even say much, but they using the shock factor to keep coining in. That's what it looked like they doing now, where to keep people on the red table talks, let's give them a little shock. Boom. Everybody go check in Facebook, the #1 show on Facebook and shit. Will Smith, I gotta drop this book. Let me drop some shock. Boom, this shit about to be noise. Let me do an Oprah.
What I'm saying to you, it just doesn't look good anymore. It's just that whole situation it has become. There was one of the most private couples in the world.
I want that real love. that real love. And that was just I don't want that shit.
It's just so fucking messy.
How many times we just saw that song?
That's my whole point. Like, at this point, it's like, this shit
I wanted that J and B love.
No, I'm saying, but
I'm just saying personally.
Again, how many times have we been in here singing that J. Cole song? I want that real love, dark skin and real love.
Well, that love is exactly what I want. But
the lead, like,
at this point, it's like, what are they doing? Like, not like, obviously they still love each other, but it's like, at this point, like, what's the point? What's the message to the man? They're just gonna keep going back and forth. In a month from now, she's gonna feel some type of way.
Will said he don't want a second divorce. He said he was never gonna divorce Jada. Jada would have to, like, take him to court because he don't want a second divorce on his resume. Because he has.
He's gonna keep going back and forth. That's what's gonna make.
Right, with Trey Mama.
Right, with Trey Mama, he had that first divorce.
And she an actress too, right? And his mama, she's the girl from Low Down Dirty Shame. Ain't that her? The not Jada, the other girl. Wasn't that her?
No.
That's not her. Okay, I could be wrong.
I know what girl you're talking about. I was about to say, damn, I'm about to say that's crazy.
I know his first mama is an actress, and she's not a big actress. I just remember it being
all-time actress.
Being her. I can't. I don't know why I connected them two, but for some reason it ain't. I don't think it's her, but I don't know why I'm in my mind. I see her when I think of Trey's mother. But man, they just gonna keep doing this shit because our dumbass is gonna keep looking for it. Like y'all been talking about it, so we gonna keep talking about it. They know what they doing. They selling. Her show
coming up, but I googled. She is an actress.
Yeah.
She's been in 2 things.
No, that's not her though.
No, that's not her.
No, that's not her.
No.
She look like Players Club girl.
She do look like Players girl, and that's who I was thinking originally. But who's that?
What's the chick from Players Club? The Brat sister.
Lisa Ray.
Yeah, Lisa Ray. She look like her. I don't know, man. As long as we keep entertaining, they gonna keep doing it. So we the dummies in all this because again, always losing. We ain't gaining shit. They gaining money. They the only ones winning from their drama. So
no, the only people that's really you said always losing, but the fans that want that Will Jada love.
The Will Jada love, I'm sorry to tell you, that was a myth.
That reality is like
that was a myth. Again, what else? Who you say on that song? He said, "I want that real love." Dark skin and Bill. Dark skin and Bill ain't a real person, so we can hold on that forever. Dark skin and Bill is not a real person, so that love we still got. But the Will and Jada love.
He said somebody else after that.
He said, "I want that real love, dark skin and Bill love. The leave a toothbrush at your crib love.
Oh yeah.
And you ain't got to worry about who you carry love now. Some niggas got to. That's the one that some niggas got to worry about. But you ain't got it. It's unfortunate. So Will love don't exist. Will and Jada love don't exist.
I don't know about y'all, but I want that J and B love. Okay.
Again,
ain't beat them in the elevator.
You heard that? That means she wants your sister to hit you in the elevator, Dad. That's what I'm getting from that. Like,
the only thing that's what I'm saying. Ain't none of her sisters hit me. I'm swinging on their ass back, so I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's when you got too much to lose. Jay knew he had too much to lose.
Ain't nobody whooping my ass in no elevator. I ain't going. So.
No, when you have that Jay-Z money, you taking that shit like.
I don't want nobody love but the one I got.
Listen, Jay-Z popping up in life, okay? He got an IG now.
Give me Ice Cube and his wife love. Where Ice Cube.
We don't know what that.
Exactly, but it's private. Exactly, but it's private. We don't see nothing. We don't know nothing. Give me that.
Listen, don't be talking about Jay-Z like that. He got his ass beat.
And you know what's funny? That carries on to another topic this past week. Jay-Z finally opened up an IG, but I don't think
she was like, "What's this news? What's this news?"
Because he had nothing posted on his IG. He got an old time fucking photo of him like when he was in the project. Ain't shit about that page exciting.
One thing, he promoted the movie, the Harder We Fall movie that just came out.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it. I heard it was
the cowboy shit.
But yeah, he promoted. That was the one thing he promoted. But I don't know if his page is still in existence as we speak. I think it was like just for the movie.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think his page is still there.
Because Jay is notorious for not being on social media. He don't care about social media.
When that news broke, I feel like a lot of people was hyped for it because
Yeah, shit. I shared it. I'm like, oh,
you might have some, like for motivational purposes.
Right. That shit ain't there no more.
Just delete that shit.
Because he's not gonna post nothing personal. Most things he's gonna post is business oriented or stuff like how he does.
Yeah, that shit gone. That shit gone. That shit gone.
Yeah, what I'm saying. It didn't last. It came out, but it didn't even last to the filming of this episode.
Right, and see, that's what I was expecting from it. What I used to get from Will's page is nigga out and about. You see him doing shit, dropping gems, all that shit like Diddy does. See him on the move. That's why I'm like, yo, the GOAT got a IG, like getting into again. Jay-Z is the GOAT to me. So to get insight, a little bit of insight, although he wasn't gonna go, I knew he wasn't gonna go personal. Because they still haven't showed the twins. They barely even showed. You forget they even got them fucking twin kids. Jay-Z and Beyonce.
How many kids? They got 4, right? 3 or 4. Is it 3 or 4?
They got 3. They got Blue, and then they got the twins, boy and girl. So I knew he wasn't gonna be showing that, but I was looking for him to drop the gems. He went on there and promoted it.
He a smart man. You know how many people going trying to send him DMs? You know, he would have had to hire a team just for his DMs because niggas would have tried to send him like. I'm pretty sure for that week he turned off his DMs.
I don't know.
Even last week. I think
this is why I said why we even talking about it. It didn't. By the time this comes out on Friday, it's gonna be 2 weeks. He didn't have IG no more. So at this point,
that's true. But then we can look at what if he does a magic pop up in the middle of this week after we film.
He ain't gonna do that shit.
No,
I'm hoping he do, so I can send him some of my music and shit.
But it was something. It was interesting because we all know Hov doesn't really do the social media because you've seen over the years and the social media presence. He still doesn't really,
And again, the nigga had almost 1 billion followers in like 24 hours. Like, so
his numbers.
Because again, it was instantly verified. Like, as soon as it went up, it was verified. And the nigga had almost 1 billion followers within 24 hours, and he just dipped.
Yeah, it's just not for him. No, social media not for everybody.
Yeah. Oh, keep that social media so I can send you links, bro.
So, but also in other news, something that me and Bree covered. Was it last week's episode or the episode before last week? We were talking about the Alec Baldwin situation. It was two episodes ago?
Yeah, it was 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, what happened?
No, the unfortunate accident. The prop gun had a live round, and it ended up killing someone on set.
Yeah.
But with that, me and Bree had this conversation, and then Bree asked, like, why do they use real guns? There's time for a change or whatnot. So The Rock said his film company, $7 Entertainment, will start using rubber guns on their sets. Yeah. So I guess that's it eliminates the chance of a live round going on.
You can't put a live round in a rubber gun.
So that's the stance he took. I don't know if other movie films like studios and other film companies are going to take the same stance. After the incident, The Rock came out and said that's what he's going to do.
Did he take this stance because he know that it's going to come where they're going to make a law they're going to make a law not to use like real guns? So he jumped to it like, yo, we might as well just stop. It's over. Or my question is, or did he decide, you know what, I don't want that incident on my hands?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. He was trying to be proactive, like, because again, accidents happen. So this was clear. From what we've seen so far, this was an accident. It wasn't intentional. So until I know they're gonna do an investigation or they still investigating it, it's an accident. Rock is taking a stance on, I'm not gonna allow an incident or accident like this to happen on any of my sets. So therefore, we just gonna eliminate it to keep it from happening. Shit. Even though rubber bullets still hurt like a motherfucker, but
that's a live round.
But you take a bruise over a live round any day. So,
but I think it's the realization like, yo, this shit could have been our set. Like this shit could have been our set. I think it was just that realization, like, damn.
So, and again, it's thousands upon hundreds of movies being made all over the world every day, and they have the same practice where it's like, okay, we can use a real gun to make it look realistic, but we just use the dummy rounds. But now it's like, okay, we thought that was going to rid us of any accidents. Someone as established as Alec Baldwin, and I'm pretty sure the film team that he's working with is all professional and highly regarded people. Accidents happen, so let's just try to prevent accidents as much as we can. Again, shit gonna happen regardless, but there's certain things that we can control, and something like that is something that can be controlled by the people.
Right. I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like people already know they're gonna make this into a law, because this was just really tragic.
I mean, but they might not, because again, the last time we heard something, because again, it's an accident. So if there was like a continuous thing happening where it's like
it happened more than once.
Right, set after set, you keep saying this reoccurrence. Then the law in particular cities or states, they probably be like, okay, if you filming in my state, filming in my city, you have to use this because every state has their own law when it comes to filming. Brandon Lee was the last person that was a big situation where died on set from a gun. That was fucking almost 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. So based on go from 30 years to 30 years and you see an accident like this, that I don't think that's gonna bring much of a change of law. It's up to the film crews and the people in Hollywood to say, we're gonna, for the sake of our staff, we're gonna make certain changes to protect our people. I don't think the government, it ain't enough for the government to say, we about to drop the hammer down because of this one situation when we don't have many situations like this happening. But it is smart, like The Rock, and I think other film crews and other production teams should take that same stance and like Hollywood itself should say, yes, let's get rid of these real guns with fake bullets because we see accidents happen. Let's use another alternative. And I think Rock wanted to be the first because he's a powerful figure. And maybe with Rock saying it, other people being he's a big voice,
he like probably follow suit because I'm not gonna lie, The Rock
is the biggest action hero out right now. Yeah, he's the biggest action star and probably one of the biggest actors out right now. The Rock dropped 3 to 4 movies a fucking year.
Like earnings and like just film selling, like box office numbers. I think The Rock is the biggest actor. He's the biggest actor out right now. He's on fire right now. He's red hot. So for him to take a stance like that, it might, it might be a trickle down effect and affect other people. Like, yeah, we're gonna take the similar stance. He might just stick to because, like you said, the last time we had a situation like this was almost 30 years ago. They were just gonna stick to it. Like we follow protocol, so something like this will never happen on our set. So he's just gonna stick to it. But I don't know. This is a rare situation. It's an unfortunate situation, but we'll continue to follow it, see how it goes as in time. But at least someone with a big name spoke out and said they're gonna change how things is done. Right. So it's dope. But also speaking of The Rock, he got that resurrection. Like once he did that Fast 5, it's been he took off after that Fast 5. After that Fast 5 movie, every movie he did after that, it was just hitting the box office, just box office hit. If you like the movie or not, it did his numbers in the box office. But he got into a beef with the OG cast members. He had a beef with Vin Diesel, and he had also a beef with Tyrese. Yeah, he had a beef with Tyrese. He had a beef with Vin Diesel and a beef with Tyrese. I think that infamous video of The Rock in the weight room, the chains around his neck. Yeah. He said some shit. He said some shit walk and bitches talk. Something along the lines of that. I don't remember how he said it, but like he was cutting a wrestling promo, like how we grew up on him. Like he was cutting a promo, talking shit. Was he in Fast 9? No. I never seen Fast 9. So. I didn't see Fast 9 either, but he did.
But the breakdown he wasn't on here.
He did the
cast. Yeah. Right.
He did the
Hobbs and Shaw.
He did that. And I guess they was gonna try to a whole line with the Hobbs and Shaw shit. And I think that also, even though they was already beefing, that put more to the riff because they put the OG movies on hold to do that movie, the spin-off. So it just made whatever riff that had to put more. People actually like it because prior to that, Tyrese was when that was announced, he was saying that like kind of The Rock jumped the gun or they pushed him above, whereas other actors, including his character, should have got a spinoff prior to Hobbs and Shaw. Like, which is understandable. Tyrese was in the series for a minute.
But he had his movie was a spinoff.
No, it was Fast.
It was a sequel. Too Fast, Too Furious. It was a sequel.
Right, but I mean, he was the main actor. The only person who didn't get a spinoff or I mean, who didn't get a moment to act is Ludacris, because Ludacris was like he wasn't the
He had a
lead
small
man.
role in Too Fast and Furious. He had a small role,
Right.
like his role in
Tyrese and Paul.
Yeah,
was,
but the difference is Paul Walker used to still lead the man was there. Other than Vin Diesel, he was a supporting cast, whereas Rock and Hobbs and Shaw, completely separate from everybody else, got their own full-length movie. So where Tyrese is saying his character and maybe him and Ludacris, because they like.
But it would still have the Fast and the Furious name somewhere in their name. Hobbs and Shaw didn't have the Fast and Furious.
Right, it was called Hobbs and Shaw. It was their own movie. So that's why it should be, what's Tyrese's character name? I don't know his character name. But
I'm trying to remember.
He wants
Roman.
Right, Roman Reigns. No, not Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is right. But it is Roman something. It is something like that.
It's Roman.
But that's what I'm saying. He want the Roman movie.
Say his full name when he gets introduced in Too Fast.
Right, where it's starring Tyrese Gibson, not supporting cast.
But he's not even that good in the freaking Fast and
But again, a part of the buddy.
Roman Pierce.
Roman Pierce. Him and Ludacris have their own thing on the movie. Like, they have their love-hate thing going. So, and that was prior to The Rock coming on. So he looking at it like they could have gave us our own rendezvous.
But with that being said, Vin Diesel sent out the olive branch, basically saying they would like The Rock. Because I think the 10th movie is going to be the last movie.
The last one.
Franchise. I think he should show up just because it's supposed to be the end, and I think every character that's still around, that's been in the universe, that hasn't been killed off or whatnot, should come.
Right.
Like, no, it's the finale, it's the end. The saga of that franchise is finally gonna end.
About time.
So I think The Rock should return. I don't know if The Rock will return.
The Rock returned. The Paul Walker should return.
Well, they have his brother do the digital joint.
I think at this point, if they was like, I don't know, because I think there's a scene also in the new one that he came back again and they used one of his brothers.
Right.
But at this point, I don't think his brother wants to be like a legit actor. I don't know if he does or not.
Yeah.
Just have the brother's face. I know he's
right. I mean, they should have it just as to close out everything, because again, he went off. Him and Mia went off. But they should do something to just like close it up, even if it's a small role.
Yeah, but I think I didn't watch the movie, but I think he returns. Like the Paul.
Okay, so I don't know. I never saw none.
So
I didn't see none either, but I think like sometimes I'll be on YouTube and it just pop up. I'll be watching movie videos and like a trailer or something, and it pops up in my recommendations. Like spoiler videos pop up.
Right. Well, if he did, then cool. But if he didn't, and Mia didn't, then they should have Rock should come back.
Well, Mia definitely made a comeback from Fast and Furious 9.
So everybody come back, close it out, get Hobbs and Shaw, Roman Pierce, Ludacris, the Asian girl that was in the second one, get Jen, get everybody that played the role.
We need to get Bow Wow too, because he was in Tokyo Drift.
Bow Wow, all of them to come back, one last ride, and be done with this shit. I'm tired of this series. It's been around 40 years now.
The first one or the second one?
He was in Tokyo Drift.
No, I said Ja Rule.
No, Ja Rule was in. Yeah, he was in the first one. Yeah, right. Bring Ja back.
Bring Ja back.
He had that one scene in the beginning.
No. Listen.
He was one of the racers. He was that.
Yeah.
Right, he's irrelevant.
Yeah, you ain't got big Ja. Ja didn't have a big enough role, a part of it to actually be brought back. But you can bring back the Asian girl. You can bring back
the Asian girl.
Quick thing from Too Fast, but supposedly, due to certain shit behind the scenes, Ja Rule was actually supposed to have the Tyrese role in Too Fast, Too Furious.
Thank God he didn't.
Oh wow!
It didn't work out. I forgot where I heard that from, but supposedly that he was supposed to have that.
But thank God he didn't. Can y'all see Ja Rule as?
I don't know. It would have been different. It definitely would have been different.
At that point, Tyrese wasn't that good of an actor either, so it wasn't really much of a difference.
At that point, Tyrese had Baby Boy on his resume.
Yeah, but it was
Right,
the acting wasn't good. Y'all think the acting good, Baby Boy? It's just a hood classic. It's just funny. It ain't good acting. You don't go to Baby Boy and say, "Yo, the way this nigga did this role, boy, I felt no, that shit just funny."
Yeah, you did feel it. You felt it.
You felt shit. It's funny.
It was hilarious. No.
Exactly. That shit just funny as hell. It's bad. It's a bad movie, but it's just one of those hood classics.
When his Cuban Gunner's brother pulled up on, he said, "You got beat up by these little niggas." Like, you got
right, exactly. Yo, that movie is trash, but it's a hood classic, and we love it. Wait, you ain't going in there and saying they were acting. The acting was top notch in that shit.
I do.
Yeah, it was solid. It was.
Yeah, he trying to make
other
it
movies.
like solid.
Y'all speaking solely off the fandom.
No, we not. We speaking off.
No, what I'm saying is, if you go through all the hood classics and like look at all the hood classics and like really nitpick, like God, that was terrible. Like certain scenes, you can.
So we're gonna sit down and watch Baby Boy together because I'm gonna chop that shit up for y'all since y'all don't.
And he had Transformers. He was in Transformers.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about
when he did.
That's why I say he started to grow as an actor. By the time Transformers came out,
it was 2007.
And when did Baby Boy come out?
2001. So
that's what I'm saying. He's grown as an actor.
But Fast and the Furious didn't come out until 2013. That Fast and the Furious.
No. Too Fast, Too Furious came out in 03. He was in the second Fast and the Furious movie. Too Fast, Too Furious. It was 03.
So that's I'm saying in regards to Ja Rule and Tyrese, it wouldn't have made much of a difference because Tyrese wasn't a stellar actor or as good of an actor as he is now. It took time and experience.
The buzz around.
Ja Rule also could have had that same growth because he wasn't a good actor when he started acting, but over time, when he did all those fucking Jet Li and Steven Seagal movies, his ass wasn't acting good. Nor was he acting.
He was in those. He
got a movie with Steven Seagal when they was in the prison.
Oh no, that's half past that. Yeah, but I was talking about. I was like, what movie?
They all the same damn movie.
They're not the same movie.
Half past dead.
That was DMX.
Same fucking movie. Like I said,
the best part he ever did was acting like he didn't know that nigga was taking people's money for the fucking festival. That was the best. That was the best acting Ja Rule had ever done. That's the only acting I can say that he did.
The Five Festival. That's hilarious.
Acting like he didn't know what the hell was going on.
Ja was innocent, so.
All right.
The Five Festival.
All I'm saying is, Vin Diesel wrote in that long ass message. That means they really wasn't beefing. Because he said in the message, if we're going to talk about the message, he said that his kids know The Rock as Uncle Dwayne. So that means they really wasn't beefing. That was all for fucking show. Because if my kid is still hanging out with you and you took money from my kid's mouth, I ain't talking to you.
Honestly, I think all them niggas was upset that Rock was ascending. Rock was really becoming that nigga. And he came into they franchise that was a profitable franchise and made his own lane. Like, so all them
I said Fast Five.
Right, so all them felt threatened by him because right now he can still continue on and do fast versions of his own movies. Because The Rock is that fucking big. Rock can't do no wrong right now. Rock can do whatever the fuck he want. He make a fast Hobbs and Hobbs. He can do whatever he want. Like, so they were all feeling some type of way because he came into a series that they built up and built a fandom behind. He came in as The Rock and kind of took a piece of that, and they all felt kind of threatened by that. Vin Diesel don't really get no roles, like no real roles that people care about other than him being Don Toretto. Tyrese ain't got many roles that we care about. Ludacris don't have many roles we care about. None of these have really any roles that we care about, but this shit, like people really care about this shit. So for him to come in and be this polarizing figure and try and take over or just making his presence known, they all felt some type of way. But now Diesel looking at it like, bro, we shouldn't feel threatened by it. It is what it is. We about to end it. Let's go out with a bang.
I think he shows up, even though I think at the time there's accidents he was gonna show up, and he was basically saying like there was like slim to no chance. I think he shows up for the end. It's the end.
Right.
The whole like it's the Fast series is finally gonna end. What most people have been wanting. They feel like for the most part they've been dragging and doing the most extra shit. That's what it's gonna be known for. It was known for the races and shit like that, but it just became known for the most like doing the most crazy shit. Oh
Yeah, they started racing a long time ago.
shit! Y'all watch Hobbs and Shaw?
Yeah, I saw Hobbs and Shaw.
Idris Elba has superpowers and fucking
Word.
Don't talk about Idris Elba like that.
I'm not downplaying him. I'm just saying.
Oh, the nigga was a super soldier though.
Yeah, they introduced a super soldier to the Fast universe. So they trying to say like super, like that's how they've been going with that whole series. Like they just it's like fuck it. Shock value.
We about to challenge Marvel and DC. We about to have our own super people in here.
Shit, go underwater, go to another planet, fight on the moon, some other shit. Like at this point, like they gotta do some other shit to top. I'm not gonna lie, for the 10th movie, they definitely gonna go bonkers. They're gonna do some out of line, like what the fuck?
Nah, I won't watch
no way they just pulled this off in the movie.
10th movie ain't gonna even have words. It's just gonna have bombs. Just explosions for 2.5 hours and shit.
I don't care. I'm not watching it.
I'm gonna watch Fast 9 now. I gotta go back and see Fast 9 just because I got questions of what happened.
I'm probably watching tonight. Definitely gonna watch that shit.
I ain't gonna watch it tonight, but I'm gonna watch it at some point.
I ain't got shit to watch. I'm all cut up on all my TV shows. I don't got no new shows to watch.
It's supposed to be nice. It takes us a whole 2 months to watch TV.
I mean, you could go watch Drew's show.
All right, so guys,
watch it.
Go watch Drew. Good, Bad, and Benjamin coming to you soon.
All right, well,
it drops. I'm watching it. But talking about shows, a new Drink Champs dropped. A new episode. And my guy, was on it and talking his motherfucking shit. Nah, was really talking his shit. But, you know, y'all watched the interview. Y'all enjoyed the interview. What was your favorite part to the interview?
I watched it. It's my guy.
I hate sitting with y'all talking about Ye, but I did watch it, Johnny. And I watched the whole thing, and I'm gonna tell you why. I watched it because I saw little clips, and I'm like, this dude, man. It was actually Ye being Ye. I don't know no other way to explain it.
Other than the shit where he was like shitting on niggas and talking crazy about people, he was really saying some shit.
No, like, he was really Ye. The only thing is Ye is really like scatterbrained, like.
And he got be asked sometimes, like he don't got the best delivery sometimes.
Yeah, like he
speaking, but when his music, his delivery be
right. He got so much to say that it's not like he'll say a point, but then he'll say something at this point, say something else, go back to it, but they talking about something else, and they be like, hold on, what you talking about, Ye? And then it's like. Then he comes back to the particular topic. Like you can see Noriega was trying his best to keep like it constructed. And the fact that Noriega was able to get Ye to do this shit is super dope because Ye don't do press, Ye don't talk to nobody, Ye don't fuck with nobody. But it seemed like he a big fan of Noriega. Right. So for Noriega and the other buddy to get Drink Champs to get this interview was dope for hip hop. It was dope for Noriega because again, you got the fucking Joe Rogans and he always go to these white platforms, Joe Rogan, and go to.
But the ratings on Drinks and Champs when Kanye was there is
because the culture was actually there. Nobody, black people don't watch no fucking Joe Rogan. Fucking like the culture don't watch Joe Rogan. The culture don't watch TMZ. Like. Although Noriega ain't the biggest platform, but Drink Champs is really growing. And because it was hip hop covering one of the biggest names in hip hop, that's why everybody like came out,
Right.
like showed up for this shit. That's why everybody tuned in, because when he go to talk to Joe Rogan now, we see the clips, but niggas on the regular ain't checking out no fucking Joe Rogan.
Right.
But
No,
you go, I mean, he got a big following. I'm not saying that he don't got a big following, but Joe Rogan ain't for our culture. Like Joe Rogan is a big entity in the media culture, but when it comes to black urban hip hop culture, Joe Rogan don't ring bells there. Noriega and Dream Champs and what they doing with Revolt, all them together is all essential parts of this hip hop culture. And Ye being one of the biggest names ever in hip hop culture, with everything that's been going on with Drake, with everything that's been going on with Big Sean, with everything that's been going on with everybody he fucking be beefing with, instead of getting the subliminal tweets, we actually got him to break down how he feel about situation and get some depth into why he feel this way about Virgil, why he feel this way about John Legend. Like a lot of shit that Ye shot or people look at as rants on Twitter or rants on social media, he actually talked about the shit, although it was scattered a lot of times, but he talked about shit that was going on. He talked about Kamala, said, bitch, got elected. We ain't seen it yet. Like, we ain't seen it since. Like, a lot of shit that motherfuckers be saying, including me, like, yo, these motherfuckers finagled us, but
I think what we should do is go around and say our favorite
like
part.
he
The
said
favorite-
a lot.
The favorite,
The whole thing was my favorite. The whole thing was my
No,
favorite.
you have to pick one. Johnny, go.
my favorite part is the group text message shit. When
Oh
you
yeah.
yeah, Drake,
Jay.
Kim, Travis Scott.
Yeah.
I forgot the rest of the names, but he basically said he put them all in the group chat and said, "I got more money than all y'all combined." You know, that's some real Ye shit. I can see Ye doing some shit like that. Like fuck it, and he's supposed to have issues with Jake at this point. You know what I'm trying to say? But
Right.
fuck it, I'm just gonna put y'all all in a group chat, and I'm just tell y'all, yeah, I got more money than all y'all combined. That was probably to me the funniest part.
My favorite part was when he said he don't want to get divorced with Kim Kardashian. There's no papers, there's no nothing. SNL made her say that shit, and there's no papers,
He said,
no divorce.
I hate that publicist.
He said, I hate that. Like, I hate that girl. Like, he don't want to get divorced. His kids don't want them to get divorced, and I think that's very important to understand that this was not Kanye's decision.
Yeah.
And if it was up to Kanye, he would try to fix his marriage. And I think now that pisses off Kim, because now everybody's looking at her like, yo, the ball is really in your court. Like, this nigga is trying to make it work, and you sit over there not trying to make it work with him.
He made it public that I don't want a divorce.
Right. So at some point, she's gonna have to now respond to that and say why she want to get divorced. Because what she said on the Kardashian show it's not enough for you to get a divorce. You get what I'm saying? You knew Ye was a musician. You knew he was an artist. You knew he was going to be traveling to these places and doing performances. So you knew he was going to be traveling. Y'all decided to have 4 kids. Cool. But I think now the ball is on her court, and it's going to be...
She's not a musician or an artist, but she be traveling. She be doing shit too. Like, they should
She in her life.
Right. So, I mean, it's just going to be good to see her response to this. Like everybody else's response to time.
Also, one of my favorite parts is him talking about her mother. Like, not he said it like, yo, she was so quick to like call peoples on me and try to make it seem like I'm crazy. Whenever somebody don't follow the norm or somebody rage against the machine, then y'all label them as crazy. Like, I understand that. Like, if you're a free thinker and you don't follow what people's society deems as acceptable, they automatically try to typecast you. And to me, although there are fucking nuts out here, that's not always the case with everybody. Some people are just really free thinkers, and we try to censor.
That's like the typical response of someone that doesn't follow what everyone's been saying. It's like, nah, you got how you really think about the situation. Don't follow what they tell you. You must be crazy. You know, that's just like the typical.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said something like, the medical field or the whole setup of deeming people psychotic is a form of controlling free speech, something free expression, or something he said like that. Whereas because although there are some people that needs that assistance, there's a lot of people that have been. If you watch the show Dope Sick, the medical
Oh, the
field,
show on Hulu. I've been meaning to watch it. It's just every time I go to Hulu.
again, the medical field is a business, $1 billion business. The medicine field. So,
I didn't say that, but
so I'm sorry, I ain't even think about with John. But again, it's a billion dollar business, and therefore a lot of shit they do be corrupt to keep the money going. So Ye was speaking on that because he's unvaxxed. He's not vaxxed, and again, a lot of shit. I'm like, I understand it. I can't always say I agree with everything, but to understand it, it's not always, you don't have to agree with it. But I understand his stance.
You could understand something that you totally disagree with. It's just your view is different, but you could completely.
Here's the thing, I get that part, but watching the interview, you do see that Kanye holds on to pain, and somewhere on the line, I think the problem here is that Kanye still hasn't dealt with certain pain, and so in order for him to be more reliable source, Kanye got to deal with certain pain and just go through it. And I feel like because his mind is racing, he's an artist, he's this, he's that. He hasn't taken the time to heal from certain things. And that's okay to say. That doesn't make him psychotic, but it does make it hard to like be friends or love someone who, is still hurting.
But see, the only caveat to that is if somebody says I'm fine, it's just how I view the world now. What do we do at that point? We can't do nothing but accept this person for who they are, and either a part of accepting it is either, look, I'm gonna accept you, I'm gonna let you do you, I'm gonna keep my distance from you. But if this is,
but then at what point do we then feel guilty when that, because there was reports, what was that guy that played the Joker and he killed himself afterwards?
Heath Ledger.
Right. And he was saying he was fine, he was okay.
It wasn't suicide, it was just, I think it was rude accidental overdose.
But he had issues, he had emotional issues and stuff like that. But again, we can't say that's what's gonna lead to Kanye. It's just,
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, when do we say enough is enough? We as people need to help, especially him being iconic in the Black community. When do we say, if his mother was here, we keep saying if his mother was here, okay, his mom's not here. So when do we step in it as a community and say, Kanye, man, you keep saying you fine, but
right. If he keeps saying he's fine, we can't do nothing but let whatever's gonna happen happen. If I'm telling you I'm fine, if in fact you're making me feel worse by telling me I'm not when I'm telling you I'm good, you're putting this on me, that can ultimately turn into me having a manic episode. So if somebody is adamant about saying I'm good, this is just who I am, this is my way of thinking, this is how I feel. Either you just let the shit go and just be like, look, if that I'm pray for you and I hope the best for you. And if shit happens bad, then you be like, well, I guess the motherfucker wasn't right.
Well, we'll see, because Kim has said on her Hulu show, The Kardashians, that the only way she's gonna get back with Kanye is if he goes see a psychiatrist. So we will see how fine he is. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely see how that goes. But we talked about Kim, Kanye. We could transfer this over to Kim's younger sister's boyfriend / baby father.
I don't know what the relationship is.
I don't know the status of their relationship, but Travis Scott held his Astro World event,
right,
in Texas, Houston, Texas, where he's from, and that show
been doing it the last couple of years.
Yeah, so it went from Astro Fest to Astro Hell.
Word.
And unfortunately, 8 people lost their lives.
And a bunch more fucked up.
The youngest was 14. The youngest person to lose their life in that event was 14 years old. But I don't know, it's a crazy event. there's a lot of finger pointing and people blaming. Overall, I don't really blame the artist. He was doing the show, like he was performing the show. But
Yeah,
I think the stage and like the creating like everything that they created,
yeah.
like the whole event, like the whole venue should have been more geared and much
So
put
you don't
together
like,
much better.
is that what you just said?
Yeah, my whole thing is
You
he's
don't
I didn't blame, I'm not,
he
I
don't
don't
blame
blame him.
he don't blame the artist. Everybody involved has to take some blame.
Some blame, like, but
Some blame. Everybody,
he's the soul. I don't say like,
everybody is because again, he's not checking the stage or checking the arena or checking security and all that shit. He's not doing that. He's performing. He's putting forth the money. He's performing as an artist. But everybody got to take everybody involved on the logistic side have to take blame for it, and how they take blame for it, we don't know because a lot of the details are still coming out right now. Like there's been, like you said, a lot of finger pointing. Uh, there's been videos of kids knocking down fucking gates to sneak through, and a lot of like shit happened this year. Particularly, there's been incidents, and there's always incidents that happen at fucking festivals, especially unfortunately when it comes to like hip hop and rock. There's always an incident that happens at these fucking festivals. Travis shit is the latest. I'm not saying he should take all the blame, but it's his shit. So he's the face for it. So he's gonna take the blame, and rightfully so, because this is your event, this is your creation, this is what Astro World didn't exist prior to. Well, it was actually an amusement park at one point because I saw the documentary a few years ago. It was an amusement park that shut down. He dropped the Astro World album and then created the carnival with the performance, and that's how he bring it back every year with the carnival and performance. So it was something that was nostalgic to Houston. He bring it back with his album and now made it into a festival or whatever. All I'm saying is a lot of people were hurt. 8 people died against somebody 14-year-old. It's fucked up. Like it was a bad situation. I'm empathetic to everybody involved because a lot of people. It might be 8 people that died, but a lot of people did was hurt. And I've seen
100 people was in cardiac arrest.
Right, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people, and even you got the people in cardiac arrest. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people face probably anxiety issues because I've seen videos of people talking about. Like,
they said one security guard. They said one security guard that was trying to enforce and stop shit got poked in the neck with a needle.
Right. Yeah. And they said there was somebody going around poking people with some drug or some shit.
Supposedly that's what started the whole madness. There's somebody going around poking people, and that's what started the madness. That's what I'm saying. All the details ain't out yet. It's because it just happened this past weekend. So like all the details ain't really there yet, and we could cover it more when more details come out and more things come to light.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole situation is crazy.
I just feel like as an artist, you control, right? So as an artist, Beyonce and Jay-Z say, okay, this is how we want the stadium filled. This is what we want, right? This is where we want it because it can hold this amount of people, right? That's how they usually do it. They do the numbers of how many people, because I've seen Jay-Z and Beyonce talk about it on the one tour, right? When she goes, usually when you do a tour of that magnitude or you do any kind of music performance of that magnitude, you do the numbers and then you do how you do how many people could fit in that place, right? And then she said you subtract that by a certain number so those people have space, right? Again,
But Beyonce does arenas. She don't really do festivals.
Right. But what I'm saying to you is they still give you, when we went to Central Park and we did the Global Citizen, they blocked off a certain area, kept that part away, because you remember Danae couldn't move up. Right. They moved that part away and they kept us in the front. They had a certain amount. They keep it a certain way so that you are in safety mode, right? And even then, it was when that broke out, we wasn't in safety mode no more. Everybody just went crazy.
But this one, they broke down the VIP. The kids had they had a video of the kids broke into VIP and stormed. That's when they, if you saw the video of the kids knocking down the gate, they had this VIP section that the kids bombarded and stormed and shit. Unfortunately, with general admission shit, they say that they have a number of how many people can fit there, but when you have like festivals and big shit like that, I don't want to pinpoint it to hip hop exclusively, but it seems like in hip hop events at these festivals, there's always something happening. Like always. From bowling again.
Because it's a lack of, again, it's a lack of knowing how many, okay, if you're having it in that kind of field, it's knowing how much security you need, how many of this you need, what kind of gates you need, right, what kind of this you need, because again, you're putting, these are people's lives, right? So you think about it, okay, these are people's lives. What do I need in order for this to be to have the safety protocols? If you are able to break down a gate, that gate wasn't put up correctly to bar, and we've seen it over time where his gates always seem to be barricaded. Always. Travis Scott's freaking Astro World, when we watched the documentary, they still
they were jumping up the gate.
Like, then he's doing something wrong, and at some point he needs to sit back and say, okay, this ain't gonna work this way. I'm putting people's life in danger. So which other way can I do this in order for people to still be safe and still enjoy my show?
Yeah, I think he need to quit the festival thing. I think he should move.
Or they just gotta,
he needs to move it he needs to put it into an arena, because I think the arena is the only way to control it, because again, festivals, all these are large open spaces. There's always something happening in these. And I'm pretty sure that he met all state and city protocols to perform an event like this. All this shit got to be state mandated and state approved.
Right.
So you go to the state and say, this is the event, this is how many people we gonna have there. The state gonna control and be there. And I'm pretty sure they had the police and other law officers and law officials there, because this is a big event. All of by the book, all safety protocols might have been in place, but shit happens on the fly, and he fucking got these wild ass rambunctious bands where his shit is like, he be having a mosh pit, he be having crowd surfing, like his shit be wild. Like him and only a few people have those type of like
that show, that crowd
type of show, like that's wild like that. That's why I always compare him to a rock star, because you usually see that type of shit at rock events. The way like how ruly the crowds be and shit. Most festivals, even with hip hop, they be ruly and shit be happening, but it don't be like the fans like going crazy the way, unfortunately, his shit do. So I think he needs to dump the festival style and move his shit indoor, where you control how many people in, you can control seating, and therefore you have like usually have like the small general admission spot,
and you can have metal detectors.
Then you have metal detectors, you have true security in place, because with festivals, it's such a large space to cover. You can meet all the safety protocols and still something gonna happen. Like
a festival,
because you have any of these
sneaking stuff into a festival is much better than sneaking into
an
arena.
And into an arena, or like maybe make it smaller. Like again, like move it to a smaller event, less crowded, and that's how people like Jay-Z and Beyonce are able to control. Although their music ain't the same, but
I think
Beyonce do her shit in arenas.
That's part of his thing. Like he likes like
right, but that's what I'm saying. That rock star shit, like that rock star lifestyle, wow, mosh pit, crowd surfing. That's a part of his show, and that's why all those kids go to his show. He got to change that shit though, because this might have been the worst is happening. But again, like my wife said, from previous watching the doc, there's been other shit that had happened. It just ain't been to this magnitude.
Right.
But again, if you keep doing the same shit, you leave in space for it to get.
Yeah, and what happens is it takes one event, one serious event like this.
One time.
Now that your event is now labeled dangerous. So me as a parent now, I would not let my child go to your festival because now it's labeled as a dangerous festival. I'm not allowing first of all, I wouldn't allow my 14-year-old there because again, it's just too young. But may he rest in peace. But again, it's just, to me, it's just like, now you're being labeled, and I get it. Everybody keeps saying, well, he loves his fans. If you know he loves his fans, then at this point, if he loves his fans, he needs to do something different. Something has to change. He canceled the Las Vegas show in the morning of these people's death and everybody who was affected. Cool. What is going to change from now on? Because
it's gonna have a statement now.
They can still do the venue, but they're gonna have to come up with some drastic like safety measurement.
Again, and I wouldn't be surprised if they don't let him host it no more. Again, it started in Houston. He's been able to move it now because of the popularity of it. But I wouldn't be surprised if they would be like, again, like you said, John, like he got to come. Him and his team have to come with some real safety protocols to host a festival, because if I was in power and
enforce a lot of shit that they wasn't enforcing before,
right.
Due to this, you gotta get these. You gotta check all these boxes. You're not checking the boxes
because now, again, like you said, because of that, every festival in Houston is gonna change now. Like the mayor or the governor of Texas and the mayor of Houston, they gonna be like, yo, this is what's gotta happen now. Like, or they might be against festivals. You gotta do inside, you gotta do the arenas. You can't do the general admission open field festival anymore due to this, because this incident is gonna cause a lot of people to change how they think about these events.
This, even though a lot of artists ain't as big and popular as him, but this might send like a whole domino effect amongst all festivals.
Exactly. The country. Again, like I said, there's always issues at these festivals. Other than R&B festivals, there's always an issue there. This is probably the biggest issue we've seen in a few years, but this is definitely going to change how they approach all festivals moving forward.
Of course.
And that's, to me, again, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because again, this was unfortunate.
Very unfortunate event.
It's unfortunate. His fans are young kids, Gen Zs and shit, that actually show up to the show and shit because they love this nigga. He got a cult following like they love him. So to see this being your favorite artist, that 14-year-old going to see his favorite artist and shit, probably his or her, whatever their pronoun is, first concert, and this fucking happens. Like I said, I've seen videos of people on TikTok saying how much anxiety it gave them. The ones that did make it out of it, how hard it was to breathe, how much anxiety it was, people fighting, people doing this, like how a lot of people saying how demonic it looked, how demonic it felt. There's been a lot of shit that came out within the last couple of days. So because of that, the whole festival platform is going to change.
I mean, if the lawsuits, I mean, he has a team. Am I correct? He has to have a team.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they tell him like, yo, we're gonna have to cut this because the lawsuits that are piling up, and not just to him. I just read on the Shade Room, Drake now has 7 lawsuits added to him. 7.
Again, because they're saying that he kind of initiated the riot, being a surprise guest and coming out, and they went crazy, and all the kids pushing forward, trying to get to the stage, motherfuckers climbing on the stage, motherfuckers climbing on the rafters, just going crazy. So they saying that he incited a riot, a part of the inciting the riot and shit. So
I'm just saying, at this point, their team, I feel like his team just needs to narrow in and be like, maybe we should just to warn these people, just to
kill Astro World for this year.
Right.
Yeah, they gotta kill that.
Unfortunately, that might be the route.
Any dates they got lined up for this year, they should kill that.
A lot of these states is definitely gonna think twice about those festivals now. They seen this go down how it went down. It's like
because if he don't cancel it, I'm pretty sure the other dates he got, they probably reaching out to them and his team like, so yeah. So about that Astro that shit and that Astro World shit, we might have to postpone that shit because nobody wants to be on the wrong side of that shit.
Of course not. Of course not. But to end this off, my guy, stirring the pot. Is he stirring the pot, or they actually think? It seems like every time a show comes out, some shit happens, leaks happen. He has his words with the company and thing. I just think he's stirring up controversy to build up anticipation for these episodes. So,
and this is the one time I'm on 50 Cent side.
On side, so
I feel like they fucking with him. I feel like because he's doing good, I feel like because he's bringing money in, they fucking with him. And 50 ain't for that shit.
Because I don't know if it's stirring the pot or they really fucked up, but supposedly the BMF episode this past weekend was supposed to be a BMF episode, but it got pushed back for next week. But on the Stars app, you was able to see the episode. It was on the app for 3 hours before it got pulled down. So there was some people that was able to see the episode. I'm choosing to wait. I'm pretty sure I can find the episode. 3 hours is more than enough time for you to find it somewhere if you really look for it. Right. But I'm gonna choose to wait. I'm gonna watch it when it comes out. I'm gonna wait the week. But 50 felt some type of way. So you know how 50 is when he feels some type of way about the situation. He puts it out and lets it be known. Is it a publicity stunt? I don't know. It always seems to be something happening with him and these stars and his TV shows, but
I think they be fucking with him.
Yeah, I think it's all publicity.
Why?
Every season of all those shows, they have at some point they have a break before the season ends. They skip a week. Every show he did, they skip 1 week and then finish the show at different points of the season, but they always continuously do it. The problem was Stars fucked up on their side, whereas they actually put it up and it was supposed to, and they fucked up. So 50, being the master marketer he is, because 50 is fucking smart, he played dumb. He played possum and shit. He like, oh man, y'all fucked up. When he already knew that shit wasn't supposed to be there, that it was an incident on Star's side. So he just played along to build up the anticipation because there are people that seen it. So now they snatched it. He want to be on the side of the people. Hell yeah, I want to see it too. I want y'all to see this, like just building it up so he could continue. Man, that nigga 50 smart. I ain't the biggest fan of his raps, but nigga 50 a genius, man. I'll give it to him.
I think this was the one time that Stars was really fucking with him, man. I really believe that. I believe that because he's making so much money, he's doing all this shit. They're gonna fuck with him.
Why you fuck with only the cash cow? 50 is single-handedly running fucking Stars. Nobody watch nothing else on Stars but Power and the Power universe. Why you? I ain't gonna fuck with the cash cow. Whatever you want, 50, we gonna do. Make Power. You want to make a Power about Tasha? We gonna give you Power about Tasha. You want to make a Power about what was the son? His son that got killed. We gonna do his son that got killed. Yeah, Sean. We want one about Sean? I'm gonna give you that. You want the mayor to have one? I'm gonna give you Power 2.0. I'm gonna give you anything you want because single-handedly 50 is keeping the lights on over at Stars by himself. Nobody's checking for Stars. 50 is holding that shit down. I ain't fucking with my cash cow. I'm gonna give him everything he wants. But 50 is just smart. This is what he do with social media. He's a big ass troll. We said, but about other people, but 50 is right in there with the rest of these fuckers, with the 6ix9ines and the Lil Nas X's. He's a fucking troll, just like the rest of these a-holes. And he just, yeah, come on, y'all gonna eat it up. and y'all gonna watch the rest of this season, and then I'm gonna drop another power. Which one coming next? Ghost 2?
Season 2 of Ghost, of Powerbook Ghost.
And this nigga 50 is a G.
The last episode of BMF and the first episode of the new season of Ghost come out on the same night, November 21st.
Do your shit, 50. Do your shit, 50.
If y'all really believe he's a troll,
Do
and all
your
that
shit,
stuff,
50.
y'all the ones who still support his dumb ass. And
That's the point. That's the point.
that's the dumbest point I've ever heard in my life.
Point.
That's the dumbest point I've ever heard in my life.
It's a car crash. It's a car crash.
But y'all still watching it.
Exactly.
So
Do you turn your ass from a car crash?
Yes.
No, you keep looking. That's why traffic be all fucked up. Because people still looking. They looking. They got us looking. You smart, 50. Go keep doing your shit, man.
John, you get what I'm saying, right? If it's a train crash or a car crash or whatever it is, and he's a troll, y'all still watching it. So y'all must not think he's trolling too much.
No, we just dummies. We all just dumb. That's all. We just all consumers of dumb shit.
Listen, if I'm a fan of 50, I just know how he be working his shit, and I feel like this was like one of those things that he was working, like, you know, he'd be.
Johnny, ain't still gonna watch it?
Of course, I'm still gonna
okay, so then he wasn't working shit. That's dumb.
No, he worked it. That's the point. He worked it. He worked John ass.
Now more people is gonna watch it. It's either some people got lucky and watched it, some people still watching it now. But then there's gonna be the ones that's gonna wait the week and just watch it. And shit, even the same ones that watched it probably still gonna watch it.
Gonna watch it again.
Yeah, they probably still gonna watch it. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna watch it anyway. I watched it already, I'm gonna watch it again. I just think that's how it's gonna go.
50. You're a smart man,
50.
Bro.
50 in stars is winning, but is it real beef or fake beef? Who knows?
Cat.
We'll see.
Cat.
It's a wrap on this brand new episode of another Shitty Opinion podcast. It's your boy John, my co-host Bree, and special guest star, my guy Def.
Yep, it's Def and out of shape. I made another shitty opinion. I'm like David Ruffin in this bitch. Man, hold it down. I'm David Ruffin, and this is another shitty opinion.
All right, screen grab.
I hate you.